I couldn't get him. Oh, right, 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 right. Okay, coming into Tangier, into booming Africa. And I told Martica, oh, I'll find the house of the Bonnets, all right, with no trouble. So by the time the ship docked and we got the car loaded and started driving, it was dead of night, and I still found the darn house. Darn right. And we got surrounded by goats, and Martica started to cry and wish she was back in Bermuda. This is going into the Soco Grande. This is a big marketplace in Tangier. In Tangier. You don't pronounce the S, Tangier. Okay. Arabs all dashing around. Beautiful smells. Yeah, there is. There's a Coca-Cola sign in Arabic on the left. Women all have their faces hidden. I don't know about nowadays. They didn't see the camera. Half. I had it wrapped in a towel or wrapped in paper. Now that's looking at Tangier Harbor, and now we're going to look at the Straits of Gibraltar. And if the dome hadn't been in the way, we would have seen Cadiz. Now there's the Straits of Gibraltar. That's the opening of the Straits of Gibraltar, but now the darn arch there hid Cadiz. Now this shows that the nose of the car was in focus, and the rest wasn't. The camera had a Kodak lens on a Bell and Howell camera. Rabat. Those are skins hanging on this wall to dry. Skins to dry, not the wall to dry. That's the unfinished mosque. It's on all the postage stamps. When I was a little kid, I had my first Morocco stamp, had the unfinished palace. All the pillars never had roofs on them. Now we need Arabic music. It's not bad, if you could stretch the imagination. This is leaving Rabat because apparently the Sultan throws people he doesn't like to tigers. He has a big cellar full of tigers. Anybody who displeases him gets thrown to the tigers. Casablanca. Now is where we need the Moroccan music. Be lovely. All right. Now here's an Arab with a little boy, and the little boy's going to get his foot stuck in the drain. Oops, stepped right in the hole. I thought that was a nice, artistic, North African Arab shot. First camels and the first nomadic camp. Yeah, that was very far north for camels, because we hadn't really got into the interior yet. Camels looking at us with a very mistrustful eye. Marrakesh. Remember how the British consul said Marrakesh? He didn't say Marrakesh. Circuit of the Palms coming into Marrakesh. How does that look? Anybody like to make any comments?
Beautiful chico. Beautiful place.
I remember the footage on the original.
The original, yes. The video kills all of it. That's the Kutubia, the highest erection in Africa. highest build. Well, when I say building, because pyramids were big too. Okay, here we'd hidden. We'll leave. Yeah, we were cleaning out the car, and we were able to find a place that no children found us there. We sprinkled Kleenex to find our way in and out of this place, and the birds all picked up the Kleenexes, so we couldn't find our way, to build a nest. But when we packed up the car,
when we finally packed the car back in, nice and clean, we found out that we had packed several dozens of green caterpillars.
Don't listen. 7,857 caterpillars, green ones, and they squashed on all of our sheets. Here we tried to drive around the walls of Marrakesh, and we finally gave up and came back. Those are sun-dried bricks back from the biblical days, truly. And if it ever rained hard enough, the whole thing would come down. Sun-dried bricks, and that's my contacts lens stuck on the front of the movie camera with Scotch tape to make a telephoto. Yeah, those.
The Atlas Mountains are the highest, in this part of Africa.
Well, that's where Atlas stood to hold up the world, the sky.
Yeah, well, that's why they.
He made a few creases in it with the weight.
Pour Tomadon on oxygen of Cara.
Some idiot stole oxygen and put it on.
There we are. Here we've got a glacier. Now,
Young Bronson Hartley is. Look at him.
I was gonna say.
Isn't he a young kid?
Look at him. He's just like a kid.
That's me hitting him with
Look
the.
at him. Look. You got the worst.
okay, now I told Martica to climb up on the snow there, and now she decided to go on her hands and knees.
Drinking in those days.
I said, let's see you stand up. Stand up on your two hind feet. Those are the back ones. Stand, and she's saying, I won't. I said, stand up. I won't. And darn it, she didn't tumble down. I want to get her rolling down. This is the road that had no barrier, and if we had missed our judgment, we would have rolled for days before landing anywhere. And this is where we used to say, where's the road, Prudy? Remember? Ed May used to say that, because Ed May used to drive in Europe. Where's the road, Prudy? Well, we didn't know where the road was here for sure. There we were collecting melted snow for drinking, and we thought we had a virgin mountain brook. And after we got the gula filled with melted snow, we found 1 million goats came by and peed in the water and walked in it and trampled in it and it turned to mud. Okay, we can't read it. Guazazat. Oh, this was nice. No Arabic music. Can't you find some Moroccan music? That is, Igli. Too loud, Chris, the music. There wants to be Arabic music here. This is Martica driving through a river, a salt river. She finally made it to drive. I stayed behind and took the movie of her getting through the river. But solid salt. The salt deposits are all over the Sahara. Sarasuk, this was really a terrific place where we bought the brass pieces and finally had to turn them back. And we met the Arab in the riverbed who was an escaped convict and spoke French. And when we left, we gave him a shirt. Everybody crowded around the car when we left. And way behind the crowd, this fellow saying, "Un chemise, un chemise." And I had a shirt that I was going to wear for a party that night, and I threw it over the crowd, and he caught it. Yeah, we're going through a riverbed now. It's a mixture of sand and stones the size of potatoes, and that's slippery. Wait till you see us getting out of this river, or it's the next river we're getting out of.
No way I would do this, right? Well, I'm taking the movie. And it is.
No, this is the one where Martica was left with a tripod. When I got back, she was crying, wailing. She thought maybe I was taking my chance to run, leave her in the desert to die. Colombeshaud. A place of great importance, as you can see. It is actually the most important place there. It did have the French military.
Oh, look at the baby camel. Look at the baby
He was born at daybreak that morning.
They just said we wanted to bring
Yeah.
one back with us.
Mother has
That thing's a nurse for 2 years.
Mother has her knee tied. That's the ignition key of this camel turned off. The knee is doubled up and tied with a sash.
Now we're
No.
coming into Tahiti.
Not exact, no, into Beni Abbas. This is where we met the caravan earlier in the day, and we gave them water, and they bit the necks of the bottles off and drank the water. Then we drove on to town, and when we got to town, the camels spotted the same iron camel that had the smoke coming out the back, and they went into a panic. We're down in the oasis now with the camera and the car. Am I disturbing you?
No, this is in Tahiti. And we started.
No way.
We're hitting, look, and we hit the children, remember? With a BB gun. Because
Oh,
they were
yes.
the dogs.
Yes, Tarhit, yes.
This is Tahiti.
Tarhit.
The highest
Yes,
dune is.
yes,
Then next will come Beni Abbas.
yes. Okay, Tarhit it is. And the camels are in a total panic. One's going to jump right over the camera.
Yeah, they didn't like the car. They really got picked up.
Now watch one. Here comes one jumping over. They're all protecting themselves against this dreadful mechanical camel they'd seen earlier in the day moving. After that, we oh, this is oh, forgotten the name. Anyway, we were met by an Arab, a black Arab. This we're going through another riverbed, salt riverbed. Tarhit. That was Tarhit we just saw. Yes, yes. Okay, we always learned to stop the car. Whenever we saw a caravan, we'd stop the car immediately so they'd think we were a house, not a mechanical camel. Get the picture?
Yes, yes. Martica is very nice.
All right, that yellow you see at the bottom is the Grande Ergue Occidentale, where we walked, left the car, and went on foot. We went to the French military to find out if there was a nomad who would take us into town, into the desert to look for the desert fox.
The villagers will not walk into the desert. They're afraid of it.
It has to be a nomad.
Has to be a nomad. They will not.
So we organized with the military to get us a nomad and a camel, and we'll be there. Oh, we saw. Oh. No, it's not. It's not at all. That's the Arab that went ahead of us. And when we went and asked the military when the next nomad was going into the desert, they said, well, one left yesterday. Well, that's the one we filmed. This was not Jasmine. It was not our Mohammed. We saw him leave, walked a few yards into the desert to photograph all this. Then we went to the military and said, can we go? And they said, well, the last guy left yesterday, but we'll try to find another one. And out of hundreds of Arabs, one nomad was found who knew his way in. Otherwise, you go in and get lost and die of starvation and water and everything else. So the next shot you're going to see, I believe, will be ourselves with our Arab Mohammed and Jasmine. Why do we call Jasmine Jasmine?
It smells so good.
No, because she made such beautiful smelling winds, and we were walking behind her. Right?
And Jasmine, yes, I mean,
Mohammed leads the camel.
okay, here we go.
And here we are
With a camera case. There's the DeVry movie camera case. And there's Martica with her Arabic pants and her, yeah, and gloves. She's wearing, it's very cold in the morning. It was freezing in the morning because you see the sand doesn't hold the heat. We had icicles hanging from that earthenware thing in the mornings. Long icicles, a foot long. Daytime, it's cooking you. Very hot.
Not that bad. It's hot, but nothing like in summer. In summer, they don't allow the women to stay there. The men go underground the minute the sun comes up, and they go underground until nightfall.
Underground?
They're in the winter. But all white women are removed from the forts in the summertime.
Oh, speaking of the French military, you mean?
Yeah. No woman could withstand the.
Talking about French women, not Arabs. Here we are now. When Jasmine goes over to the crest of a dune, there's a very sharp razor's edge, and the camel will not step over that razor's edge until Mohammed went, which gives a signal. And he'd knock the edge off with his hand, and then Jasmine could see that it was sand. Razor edge, yeah. He just broke it. He just broke the edge with his hand, so that Jasmine would have confidence. Yeah, because if Jasmine slips and sinks in the sand and breaks her leg, we all die. Oh, Chris, heavens, not.
But he found the right music.
Yeah, I guess so. Right continent. Now that's the color that the dunes were when the film is in proper exposure. The dunes truly were orange, because we peeled an orange and threw the orange peel on the sand, and it just about matched. This is early in the morning after we spent the night behind that bush, and we set traps for the fennecs and didn't catch anything. And Jasmine was being brought back to camp to being loaded with cameras and blankets and equipment.